It was a dark and stormy night in the small town of Ravenwood. Detective Jameson had just finished his last case and was looking forward to a quiet evening at home. But as he was getting ready for bed, he received a call from the local sheriff. There had been a string of gruesome murders in the town, and the sheriff needed Jameson's help to solve the case. Jameson knew that he was the best detective in the region, but he also knew that this case was going to be his toughest one yet. The murders were all the same. The victims had been brutally killed and left with strange markings on their bodies. The townspeople were terrified, and Jameson knew that he had to act fast. As he investigated the crime scenes, Jameson realized that there was something not quite right about the murders. The markings on the bodies were not just random scratches, but they seemed to be part of some sort of ritual. And there was something else, something that Jameson couldn't quite put his finger on. One night, as Jameson was reviewing the evidence, he heard a strange noise coming from his office. When he investigated, he found that his files had been scattered all over the floor, and his computer had been turned on. But there was no sign of a break-in, and Jameson couldn't explain how it had happened. As the investigation continued, Jameson became increasingly uneasy. He started to have nightmares about the murders, and he felt like he was being watched all the time. And then, one night, he received a package in the mail. It was a black box with strange markings on it. When he opened it, he found a note that read, "You're getting too close. Back off now, or suffer the same fate as the others." Jameson knew that he had to solve the case quickly, but he was running out of time. He was convinced that the killer was someone in the town, but he couldn't figure out who it was. And then, one night, as he was walking down a deserted street, he heard footsteps behind him. He turned around, but there was no one there. Suddenly, Jameson felt a sharp pain in his back. He tried to turn around to see his attacker, but everything went black. When he woke up, he found himself in a dark room, with no windows and no doors. He tried to move, but he was tied up and couldn't escape. And then, he heard a voice that chilled him to the bone. "You should have listened to my warning, Detective Jameson. Now, you will pay the ultimate price for meddling in my affairs." And with that, the room went black once again, and Jameson knew that he was doomed.